Welcome to Business Book Daily. Today I'm breaking down a book about storytelling, communication, and why the best stories aren't usually about huge dramatic events. They're about small moments of change. I'll cover the big idea, the practical business lesson, and three sharp insights you can use right away. Let's get into it. But first, a word from our sponsor. Want to sell more without adding fixed payroll? A lot of smart operators hire commission-only reps, experienced sellers who get paid only when they produce results. If that sounds like a smarter way to scale, post your opportunity at commissiononly.com. Thousands of motivated reps are actively looking for performance-based roles right now. Commissiononly.com. Today's book is Storyworthy by Matthew Dix. Dix is a best-selling author, teacher, professional storyteller, and multiple-time Moth Story Slam champion who helps people use storytelling to communicate more clearly and memorably. His core argument is simple. Great storytelling isn't about dramatic adventures or polished performance. It's about finding small moments of change and shaping them so other people can feel why they mattered. That's what makes this book useful. A lot of people think a story is just a list of events. This happened, then this happened, then this happened. But a real story has a before and after. Someone learns something, loses something, wants something, realizes something, or sees the world differently. The book makes a clear point. A good story doesn't just describe what happened. It shows how someone changed. One of the strongest ideas in the book is the 5-second moment. The heart of a story is usually a small moment when something changes. It may be a realization, a decision, a mistake, a surprise, or a moment of truth. Strong storytellers don't try to include every detail. They build the story around the one moment that explains why the experience mattered. Another key lesson is to start close to the end. Many weak stories begin too early. They include too much setup, background, and context before anything meaningful happens. A better story starts as close to the important moment as possible. This keeps the audience engaged and helps the story move. The book also explains the power of contrast. A story becomes stronger when the audience can see the difference between who someone was before and who they were after. In business, this means showing the customer before and after the solution, the team before and after a decision, or the company before and after a turning point. There's also a useful lesson about details. Not every detail belongs. A good storyteller chooses details that help the audience understand the moment, the stakes, or the change. Extra information slows the story down. The goal isn't to prove you know everything. It's to help the audience understand what matters. Another important idea is that stories make people remember ideas. People may forget a claim, statistic, or instruction, but they often remember the story attached to it. A story gives an idea a human shape. It helps people see the point instead of just hear it. So how do you apply this? Start by collecting small moments from your work. Don't wait for huge dramatic events. Look for moments when a customer realized your product mattered, an employee learned something important, a founder made a difficult decision, or a mistake changed how the company operates. Those moments often hold stronger stories than big generic success claims. Next, identify the change inside the story. Before you use a story in a pitch, presentation, sales call, or team meeting, ask what changed. Did the customer move from confusion to clarity? Did the team move from fear to confidence? Did the company move from guessing to understanding? If nothing changes, the story probably needs a sharper point. Then cut the setup. Most business stories carry too much background. The audience doesn't need every meeting, date, feature, or internal debate. They need enough context to understand the problem, the stakes, and the turning point. Start closer to the moment that matters and remove anything that doesn't help the listener follow the change. After that, use stories to make ideas easier to repeat. If you want people to remember a value, strategy, customer lesson, or leadership principle, attach it to a real example. A story travels through an organization more easily than a slogan. People repeat what they can picture. Finally, build a simple story library. Keep examples of customer wins, hard lessons, product breakthroughs, hiring lessons, service recoveries, and culture moments. Over time, this gives leaders and teams better material for sales, marketing, onboarding, training, recruiting, and internal communication. Now, here are 3 insights worth sharing. First, a story isn't what happened. A story is what changed. Second, the best business stories don't start with a company. They start with a person facing a moment that matters. Third, if your message is important, attach it to a story people can repeat without your help. Today's closing sponsor is memoirghostwriting.com. Many of the best business books start as ideas leaders have been refining for years. Ghostwriting.com works with founders, executives, and industry experts to turn those ideas into polished business books that build authority, attract leads, and open doors. They handle everything from interviews to writing to editing to publishing. If there's a book in your head that should already be helping your business, learn more at memoirghostwriting.com. That's it for today. See you next time.